How's it going, all of you beautiful people around the world? My name is Ryan, aka Blackbeard TCG, and in today's video we are taking a look at Black Yellow Big Mom. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because I'm not the biggest fan of this Big Mom. In fact, I'm actually a bigger fan of the mono yellow Big Mom, the one that we get in the starter deck. I think that this one is actually really good, and I will be making a video on her later on. I think she's really good, but I do think that this one has potential. I think that this one will be really interesting and fun to play, but I think that what it's going to come down to is what the remaining black cards we are going to get are going to be in set. That sentence does not make sense now that I'm thinking about it, but I do this all in one take. You guys know what I'm saying, okay? It depends on what cards we are going to be getting in set 3 for black, and the reason why that's important, I kind of talked about it before. So if you guys take a look at my screen right now, if we take a look at all of the black cards that are in OP03, where it basically confirms that we're going to be getting a mix, right? Remember, we've only had one set of support for we've only had one set of support for black and OP02, and so we're going to be getting more to build on what we already got in OP02, and we're getting the new archetype. So in OP02 we got access to Navy, right? So obviously there's brand new, there's Virgo, but then also we're getting a whole new archetype in CP. So we have the CP9 agents, and I'm sure we're going to be getting a lot more than what we see right here. So I think that for this Big Mom, we're probably going to be playing a Navy black package with whatever yellow Big Mom pirate stuff we're running. I don't think that there's room to play the any of the CP agents. We'll have to look and see. Obviously, we don't have all the cards, but the ones that we see right now, I definitely could see a lot more play with the Navy side of things. So now the question is, why would you even play Charlotte Linlin over the original Charlotte Linlin, right? The mono yellow one? Well, that's because black will allow you to have a more abundance of 2K counters, because obviously you have dual colors, right? So you're gonna have access to a lot more to a lot more 2K counters because you have access to dual colors. You need to have 2K counters, or you need to have a lot of blockers. Like if we look at Red Green Law, obviously, it's a deck that's extremely strong, cheating out characters. We all know how good Red Green Law is, but it has a bunch of blockers, right? It has a ton of defense, whether you're running your Choppers, your Capone Gang Beige, your 5-cost Laws. Some people run not Trafalgar Law, Eustace Captain Kidd, maybe it's 8 costs, that's more defense, right? Like there's all these different versions, so you can be really defensive, scale up, and have your game plan and just pop off, right? If you look at Zephyr, who has been seeing a lot more play towards the end of OP02, performing very well, this is a deck that's running 16, sometimes 20, like it's just an insane amount of 2K counters, right? You need to have that defense, so I think that that's something that we really need. And right now in yellow, if we take a look at yellow, from what's been revealed so far, and we look at counter 2000, there's only one card, and that's Charlotte Pudding. And this Charlotte Pudding, you're probably not going to play this one when you're playing this version of Big Mom. It is nice to kind of look at that top light, but I don't think you're going to need it. I think you're just going to use this as a 2K counter. So we're probably going to get more 2K counters in yellow, and then of course you have access to the 2K counters in black. Now, some really interesting things. So obviously this Charlotte Linlin, right, it allows you to recover. You attach 2 Dawn, you swing, so it's 7K, you swing, you rest 2 Dawn, trash 1 card from your hand, and if you have 1 or less cards in your life, you can add 1 card from your life back to the top of your life area. So this will be really good to cheat out games. You get 1 extra hit of survival, which is really nice, at the cost of you discarding 1 card from your hand. That's why I do wonder, right, like maybe we still don't know all the cards we're going to get in CP. We know that CP wants to put things in the trash and like can put stuff back, so we'll have to see what that actually means for the deck. But I do think that Navy would be really good, because if we look at some of the cards in yellow, right, like one of the cards that like I really like and I'm a huge fan of is Buzzcut Mochi. And Buzzcut Mochi, what this does is if you have less life than your opponent, KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. This is really nice, right? So it's 2 costs as trigger, so you can play a character with a cost of 4 or less with trigger from your hand if you wanted to do so. But the reason why I really like this card is because, again, with this Charlotte Linlin, you want to play with a lower life count. You're going to be taking hits. You want to be at that lower life count and then start playing defense and things like that. Your Buzzcut Mochi will have a lot of value, right, when you combo it with things in black. So we take a look at black, let's take a look at Kuzan, right? This is a card that's really good, and when it attacks, it can give -4 to their cost for this turn. So you basically can KO anything with, well, a majority of big threats, 8 costs and lower, with your Kuzan and your Buzzcut Mochi. I feel like that's something that's really good. Obviously, black has a bunch of really good 2K counters as well that you can utilize. We have seen decks like Sakazuki that the ones that have been performing have been using Ice Age, and so Ice Age Buzzcut Mochi is a nice 3-cost removal, right? If you think about it, of course it takes 2 cards to remove 1, but being able to pop anything that's 9 cost or lower is going to be really valuable. Now, of course, it'll be nice if you have your Ice Age. If you don't have your Ice Age, you have your Kuzan. There's different scenarios where that could work, but just having those different avenues to pop things, I think will be very valuable for Charlotte Lindland, because again, you want to play on the defensive, you want to control the board, right? Of course, obviously you'll have access to Borsellino, who's really, really good on defense, one of the best defensive cards in the entire game, right? So there's so many really nice tools in black. You have access to Impact Wave, which will really muck up the game when you're going up against red, when you're going up against Trafalgar Law. It completely changes the game and how they have to play the game. So I feel like black is a really nice color for this Charlotte Lindland that does want to play into the late game, muck it up, and then really be annoying and gain life back, right? And why do you want to do that? Well, that is because you now have access to some really, really strong cards. We have our 10 cost Charlotte Lindland, which you'd probably play 3 copies of, but I could see an argument for playing 4 copies of it, but you're probably going to play 3 copies of this. But then also you have your 7 cost Big Mom, which I think that if you're not playing 4 copies of, you're absolutely trolling. This card is just, I mean, it's 7 cost, 8,000 power. On play, you can either trash 1 life from the top of your opponent's life or recover 1 life. So you could potentially like use this, recover 1 life with your leader ability, so you get 2 life. Like, it's the thing is, yellow, I don't think yellow's going to be problematic, but I think it's going to be super fun to pilot. But I think we need to see how the games play out. I feel like if it's yellow mirrors, things can get a little bit messy, but we'll have to see. It'll be interesting. But I think that this Charlotte Lindland's going to be really good. You really want to play for that late game to be able to drop this. Of course, your 10 cost Charlotte Lindland is something that's going to be absolutely insane. This card is absolutely cracked. If your leader has Big Mom Pirates and its type, place 1 card from the top of your deck to your life, so you just instantly get 1 life, instant recovery right there, and then you can trash up to 1 card from your opponent's life as well. So again, you don't have to worry too much about getting those early hits in, because you'll be able to trash life with Charlotte Lindland or recover, or trash life with your Charlotte Lindland 10 cost. So your 7 cost and your 10 cost cards are going to pay dividends in the end, which is why you kind of want to play that long game. So I'm really, really excited for this. I think that this deck has potential. I do want to play it. I think that as the meta game evolves, I think we'll see a lot more people playing this Charlotte Lindland. I don't think right off the bat we're going to see a lot of people diving into her and like really playing her. I do think that Katakuri looks really, really good. I think that Katakuri is going to be insane. I already talked about the starter deck Charlotte Lindland. I think those 2 decks are like the most obvious, very strong, but I do think that as the set develops, we can see a lot more yellow-black Charlotte Lindland tech. I will probably be playing a ton of this just to kind of see where it ends up going and how it gets developed. I'm super excited to hear your thoughts on it. What other cards do you think would go good into red-black? Wow, red-black. I wish. Yellow-black Charlotte Lindland. I know we have red-black Garp. He's not that good, but yeah, what other cards would you guys like to see hopefully get printed for black? And do you guys think, like, will you probably play the CP agents package in this, or do you think that the Navy package is going to be better? Right now, I think the Navy package is going to be better. We're going to get more Navy support. I think that will be really good for her, but we haven't seen all of the cards for CP, so who knows? I could be wrong. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will catch you guys later. And anybody that's going to Treasure Cup, good luck. Hopefully you guys perform. Hopefully you guys take home some prizes, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.